Hello. It's been a few weeks, but I wanted to make another video. So yes, they have reintroduced the face coverings here. And I'm actually pleasantly surprised that a lot of people aren't doing it, which is great. A lot of people are. I guess maybe it depends where you are, where you go and all of that, but at least it's mixed, at least it's varied. The few places that I still go to, I go in them, big smile, say hello, and no one has challenged me, no one has said anything at all. I almost feel, I think maybe they want to see a smile, they want to see a smiley face. Who doesn't? It was quite remarkable. This morning I went into a bakery and the person serving me, and the fact I couldn't hear anything she was saying, and I kept saying, excuse me. But regardless, do you know what she ended up doing? This poor girl. She ended up, every time she would speak to me, she would pull the thing down, speak to me, put it back up. I would speak back. She'd pull it down. I swear, it's a mental asylum, this world. Mental asylum. Anyway, so yeah, tensions are rising. The weather isn't helping. It's really hard to keep a positive stance when there's so much crap going on, to be honest. And I found myself really losing hope. You know, we rely on the media for so much, whether it's the generally accepted mainstream media or if it's alternative media. You have to take everything with a pinch of salt, especially nowadays, right? Absolutely. Discernment. Which is why when things actually happen in your own life or in the life of dear friends, that is what I would like to pay attention to. You can't argue with that, I don't think. So I actually took notes because some of the things that I have either experienced myself or have been told about through very good friends in different countries. And the one I'm going to focus on is Italy, because that's very dear to my heart. I used to live there, and what's going on there right now is breaking my heart. This is happening all over. So you hear this one story, multiply it by however many, this is happening to so many people. I really hope that people will listen with an open heart and remember their own humanity, regardless of what they believe. First situation. Somebody I know is a father of a young child. Their child is 4. And they needed to go to hospital. Now, I had understood that with the green pass system that they have in Italy, you either needed to be, I'm just not going to say it just in case it gets taken down. I'm already blocked on Facebook for speaking too much truth. So you either, for the green pass, this is what I had understood, and this is how it used to be, that you either needed to be or have a negative test. Oh, how the times have changed. Now, to go to hospital, you can't get in with a negative test. You need to be. So they're denying healthcare to anybody who chooses to exercise their right to choose what to do with their body. And I hadn't understood that with this super green pass. There ain't anything super about it. And the only reason why he managed to be allowed inside the hospital is because Italy being Italy, somebody turned a blind eye because they probably took pity on the 4-year-old son who can't go to his appointment on his own. I think we'll all agree on that. And said, okay, yeah, you're fine with a negative test, and let him go in. That's my first example. That's my first story. Real story. Second story. A friend is fighting for his life in a coma. He and his wife both got the flu, whatever we want to call it. Let's just call it the flu. Mainly, if anything, for the algorithms. So they got the special flu a few months ago. And so they have the antibodies, which gives them freedom to participate in society for 6 months. The wife is allowed in the hospital because she's got the antibodies. But his children are not allowed inside. His children can't see their father, who is in a very critical situation, health-wise. Next situation, teachers in Italy. Their deadline for getting the is the 15th of December, or they lose their jobs. I have 2 more situations. One, an 11-year-old girl who has to sit in a classroom all day long wearing a mask started complaining of being dizzy. So the teacher took her into another room, told her to take off the mask, helped her breathe, and asked her, how long has your head been spinning? The 11-year-old girl answered that her head has been spinning, and it's when she wears the mask. Is this what we're doing to our children? Last situation is one that I'm also seeing starting to happen here in the UK. A friend of mine in Italy, very, very dear friend, said, the problem is all of the little shits like you who refuse to get, that is why we're in the mess that we're in. He also proceeded to say, we're sacrificing ourselves for the greater good. You must do the same. This same person is the person who, after their second shot, kept suffering from sleep problems and paralysis in their limbs. So I thought I'd try something. 4 scenarios. We have a Jewish person. We have a black person, a gay person, and a woman. Now, these are 4 minority groups who've all suffered in their own way in history, right? A Jewish person, obviously with the persecution that they endured, I can totally understand and empathize. I'm half Armenian. A genocide was perpetrated on my people. Second group, black person. How much have we heard about BLM? Black Lives Matter. You can't turn around and say all lives matter, because that makes you alt-right. No. All lives do not matter. If you're white, shut the fuck up. Third scenario, a gay person. And we all know about the LGBTQ, whatever letter you want to put on there. A lot of people there's a lot of people defending this minority and wanting to get their rights recognized, understandably. The 4th group, women. Remember that Me Too movement? So, let's take our 5 initial situations. Let's pretend that the father is not unjabbed. He's a Jewish person. What outcry would there be if a hospital was denying access and care to a Jewish man and his child? Second situation. The man fighting for his life, whose children can't see him. Imagine this is a black family. And you've got a white family, all gathered round together, being treated decently. In the other room, you have the black man lying in his bed, whose children cannot see him. Why? Because he's black. Let's take the third situation. The teachers in Italy about to lose their jobs. And instead of the fact that they are unjabbed, they're gay. And they're about to lose their job. Outcry. Outcry. That's what there would be. And the women. The Me Too movement. My body, my choice. Doesn't that apply? To what people, regardless of race, religion, colour, ethnicity, sexual preference, gender, my body, my choice. Doesn't that apply for everyone? This is what I have to share. I'm quite disgusted at the moment. I'm hurt, disgusted, and I'm actually terrified. I didn't realize, I couldn't imagine that as a society, we would lose our humanity so quickly. So this is an appeal. I don't care if you have taken the shot, if you've not taken the shot. I'm not interested. I know of so many people who've had strokes, heart attacks, paralysis, miscarriages, adverse menstrual bleeding. I could go on in my own life. But much more serious than that at the end of the day, because these are people that are seemingly choosing for themselves. Much more serious is we're turning on each other. This is an appeal to their humanity before we allow for history to repeat itself.